Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of our weekly coaching webinar. I'm glad everybody could join us today. So today we're going to be diving in, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do a presentation using the Finance Suite. Now, I've done this a few times in the past over the past many years, but this will be the first time really showing you with the newly released Finance Suite 2.0 exactly how to do a proper walkthrough presentation for your customers. A lot of things with this version are different than you've ever had before. There's more features, there's more benefits, there's more things to show. So during today's webinar, I'm actually going to walk through and show you a presentation. Now, before we do, I want to go through and at least touch on some of the other things that Megan and I kind of briefly talked about a couple weeks ago when we were on, but give you a little bit more in depth to some of the partner resources that are available in your back office. Now, at a later point in time, if you're a salesman and looking at this video, you might not have some of these features because these are only available with our main partner login. But regardless, I want to at least show you some of the partner features so you can get an idea for some of those, how those actually work. And then we'll walk into exactly how you're using the system for a brand new demo presentation. And I'm also going to answer any questions you may have. There's a lot of changes with this newest version, so I want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. So as you can see right now, I'm looking at the no branding version of the actual Finance Suite. Your logo obviously should be right here. And then this has a lot more options than your actual end customers will see because this is your partner back office. So a couple of things I want to show you is obviously the partner resource library has a lot of information, access to training items that you can benefit from. So you're kind of seeing a similar layout to what we've had before, where you can come in, you can look and see each section that you want, you can view those items and get whatever those marketing resources, training resources are in this partner resources section. My favorite part of the new back office is your training. So whether you're a sales team member or an actual company owner, this is really going to walk you through everything you need to know to offer business credit and financing to your customers. It's laid out similar to the way the actual Finance Suite is. 7 steps, and each step consists of basically videos, and then there's additional training. Each step's broken into subsections. Some have downloads, some have additional video training, some don't. These are fairly short, usually anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. Short training that go over everything you need to know to sell business credit. Since we've been offering business credit, what we found is that people often get overwhelmed and confused. There's just so much available in your back office. So we've separated it. We now have a partner resource library where you can go to get actual resources. Then you also have the step-by-step training, which is everything you need to know to get started. You can get out there and start selling business credit without even ever touching the resource library, just by going through these steps. So when we look at these steps in depth, the first thing we do is a welcome and introduction. We talk about the problem that your customers will face when it comes to qualifying for business credit and financing, and how the Finance Suite solves that cash access problem. As we get into step 2, we start talking about everything you really need to know about business credit, from the benefits of business credit to how long it takes to build business credit, even to the cost of starting business credit. A lot of people may ask you, what does it cost to actually set up my business? Well, we address that in section 2.3. As we get into 3, we talk about what you need to know regarding financing. Cash flow based financing, collateral based financing, and credit based financing. We call these the 3 C's. If somebody has collateral, cash flow, or credit, then they can often qualify for financing. And right here is breaking down in depth what you need to know about those different types of financing, whether they have tax returns, whether they don't, etc. So you'll easily be able to, after finishing step 3, get a pretty good idea of what exactly type of customer qualifies for financing and what doesn't. And step 4, you're going to find this video, because in this video, I'm actually going to go through and put in how to perform a winning presentation, this video in here, because the video we currently have here is of the system that we just updated from. So this will actually walk through how to gather intelligence, how to do a proper interview. Today, we're going to talk about how you do a winning presentation, but there's also a shorter script version you can use here as well. And then you can also finish up in step 4.3, which teaches you everything you need to know about closing. In step 4, you know everything you need to know to successfully sell the finance suite for a lot of money. So this is really a golden step because you learn how to set up the sale, how to conduct the sale, and how to close the sale. Even though today I'm going to be talking about how to conduct the sale, you need to know how to set up the sale and gather intelligence and how to close the sale as well. So I'm going to be covering this today. You're going to need to dive into 4.1 and 4.3 to give you more details. And step 5, you're going to learn about everything you need to know about the actual business advisor's role and the finance officer's role. Very important because this teaches you everything the business coaches do, what they do on their calls, how often their calls take place. And it also teaches you what the finance officers do so you can set the right expectations for your customers. And when it comes to actually getting out there and selling, that's it. That's all you need to know is everything in step 1 through 5. Now, step 6 talks a little bit more about the partner resource library. It's designed so you don't get overwhelmed. It teaches you how to actually price your finance suite initially, how to set up a merchant account if you don't have one already, and then what you do with these resource library, what you should dive into first so you know when to actually set those things up. And then in step 7, we dive into really in-depth training about advertising and marketing, teaching you how to develop a massive action plan, talking to you about a couple different ways to market, and providing even additional training resources that will be available that I don't even see here yet, that will be available that'll teach you more advertising and marketing strategies as you go. So again, this is really golden for helping you walk through and develop a step-by-step learning plan for everybody on your team. So your team can go through and get the training they need. And in here looks like is some of that additional training. So this gives you everything you need to know to train your team, to train yourself. And anybody that's selling only needs to go through 1 through 5. 6 and 7 really are only designed for if you're taking action, setting up a merchant account, advertising, marketing, those type of things. And then, of course, you can track your commissions if you're doing funding deals. You also can track your clients through the client dashboard. This will show you the clients, let you access their notes, let you leave notes for your actual clients. It's very easy with the add clients section to come in here and add clients, very similar to our other system where you can get bulk enrollment or single enrollment. You'll get points in real time that you can then use to actually set up your customers. And of course, you can even look at your own business profile right here where you're able to go through. So this is very similar to what you're going to see for your customers, what their information is, what they filled out on the credibility step, what they filled out on the finance blueprint. So when you go to your actual add client or client dashboard and you pull up a client, this is what you're going to see for them. You're able to see all the files that they've uploaded. You're able to leave notes. You're able to see everything they've completed. So sometimes people will say, well, all I see is this client profile section. Well, that means they haven't done anything else yet. But as they do each section, all of the rest opens up for you. So this gives you the ability to see everything they've actually entered, how far they're in the progress, what they've done, how much they've got approved for in business credit, what they've actually may qualify in financing, all those type of things for yourself in business profile, and for each one of your clients under the client dashboard. Okay, so I wanted to at least give you, whatever that may be, a 10-minute overview of some of the things that Megan and I touched upon, but I wanted to go into a little bit more in depth, especially the step-by-step training, because look, I don't care if you're just getting started with us or if you joined with us in 2012, you really should go through this partner training. It's really less than, I think, 2 hours combined with all videos, right around that point, and it gives you all the information that you're going to need to successfully sell business credit. If you go through this, you'll know everything you need to know to successfully sell business credit. So that being said, let me take a jump here, and I am going to possibly, if possible, make a modification to my record here. Give me a minute. I'm going to log in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn off my partner program, so then all I'm going to have access to is just what an actual end customer will see. Then we're going to be able to go through from there and actually talk about how you're going to do a real demo presentation for your customer. So partner, there we go. Let me remove all of my tags and update this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this in real time or not, so hopefully you'll be patient. It should take me less than a minute to figure out if I can. And then let me get this set up. So I got my own little special test password here. Now, also with the Silver membership, you're also able to set up salespeople, which I don't think I actually talked about on the right-hand side, and that did not work just yet. So give me a second. So another actual benefit that you're going to have with the Silver subscription, which I don't think mine is actually turned on, so I don't have that set up there yet. So give me just a second here. I want to go ahead and remove a couple things, and then this should set me up where I then have the ability to only see what an end customer will see, and we can go from there. Now, actually, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't even do that because, well, you can actually set up a salesman and set up a demo account that you could use just for what your customers see instead of everything you're going to see here as a partner. So that might be something that you decide to do, versus use your main partner login. Again, with a Silver subscription, that's actually very, very, very simple to do. I don't have that turned on right now on mine, so I can't show you, but it's very easy to do. We showed you in the actual demo version a couple weeks ago, where on the right-hand side, you have the ability to do that. I'm gonna try to see if I can log in here and hopefully see what a end customer will see. If not, we'll move forward with the main partner login. Here we go. Perfect. Golden. Okay. So my advice is that in whatever you set up as your actual demo login, if you're Silver, maybe you're using your main partner login, that you do two things. You go through the business credit builder at least until you get to the point where you start applying for vendor accounts. And in doing so, that's going to have you go through the finance blueprint qualifier. And in the account that you're going to use, which again, you can set up an account right there, or you can use your own, you probably want to make sure that you enter whatever you can enter to make sure you qualify for financing. So when I go in to do so, I entered that I had purchase orders, I had account receivables, I had a 401k. So when we go to the finance portion of my business, I'm seeing all this color. I'm colorblind, so I'm not sure. I think this is orange, so I'll go with orange. So you're going to see all these apply, pre-qualified. And this is good because this is a good way you want to demo. And just so you know, there's a lot of other ones we're adding here now. I think there's 7 that are available now. We're adding more as we get the videos and those type of things put in. So there'll be even a greater list than these 7. We actually just even brought in some brand new programs which we're testing, and we'll let you know as those progress. So I always like to go through the first step, through step where you actually are going in. I think step 4 when you start applying for business credit accounts. And then I go ahead and fill out the finance qualifier and max everything out. Now you could do this for your demo account like I did. I set up a demo account as you can with a Silver sub. You set it up as a salesperson. And then you can easily come in here and you can show all pre-qualified, which makes it go a little bit better during the actual presentation. So when you come in, this is what you're actually going to be looking at. So when I'm going to dive in, and I'll dive into now more of a presentation, let me talk a little bit more about it before I do. There's a lot of different ways to sell the finance suite. First of all, if you do a live demo presentation and show the actual finance suite, that in our experience has the absolute best results, but it's time consuming. You could spend 30, 40 minutes doing a real solid presentation. That's not a lot of time if you're making, a good money on the actual sale, but still you will spend some time, probably at least 15 to 45 minutes doing a real presentation as I'm about to show you. You can also do it without a presentation. We've even got in step 4.2 a short sales script, which you can kind of use as your basis. There's even training in there on that step that you can kind of use as your basis to actually do a presentation without showing the suite. But what we found is that when people really physically see what they're getting, they want it. They want it bad. They're more inclined to want to pay. They're more inclined to want to pay now. They're more inclined to want to pay more money because this, people think in pictures. So when you show them this beautiful visual system, then it's very appealing, unlike anything they ever seen. And that's what really, really, really is going to prompt a lot of people to want to buy. Again, we work with a lot of call center clients that don't do demo presentations and they sell based on a script, but I'll be the first to tell you that they also have tremendous amounts of problems with the customers they enroll versus people that do a live demo walkthrough presentation where the customer sees what they're buying. It makes perfect sense. If a customer sees what they're buying, there's no question of what they're getting. If they're just hearing you talk about it, then it leaves a lot of unopened questions that they have. So when you're doing a presentation, the first thing we're going to do is start right with the home screen. And you're going to basically walk the customer through step by step and show them exactly what they're getting. So, Mr. Customer, this is the home screen of the Finance Suite. The Finance Suite is the most comprehensive financial solution in the world today because it combines two very, very powerful things. First, business credit building. This is where we're helping make sure and helping you establish that you have a positive business credit profile and score that alone can qualify you for a lot of money through credit. But in having a positive business credit profile and score, this also makes it much easier for you to get more financing and financing at better terms, because just if you were applying for a mortgage or a car loan, your personal credit's important. When you're applying for business financing, your business credit is very, very important. But lenders won't tell you that they're often pulling your business credit because they don't need to. In the consumer world, they have to tell you if they pull your credit report and use it for an approval decision or for a decline decision. But in the business world, there's no such thing. So lenders and credit issuers can pull your business credit at will. They can easily decline you for financing, and you'll never even know that it happened. So we want to make sure that we build your business credit to open up a lot of doors for you to qualify for credit, as well as make it easier for you to qualify for lower cost financing. The Finance Suite also combines business credit building with financing, where we work with every legitimate type of financing that exists today. Now, what's different about that is that when you go to a lending source, any of the ones you may see on TV or on Google, they usually offer one or two products. And if you don't fit their very narrow window of qualification, then you're not going to get a business loan. But since we work with every legitimate type of financing that's out there, then we vastly increase your ability to get approved for financing. And sometimes you can even qualify for multiple financing products, helping you get much more money than you'd ever get at one source and helping you get approved when often one single source can't approve you. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive in. First of all, we're on your home screen now. This will give you a summary of where you are in your business credit builder, any important advisor instructions, even will walk you through where you are in the funding process, whether you've pre-qualified and finished the pre-qualification process, whether you actually have lenders in your network, whether you're approved for financing, depending on where you are during the funding process will be determined right here. So this is your overview screen. Now, when you first get access, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in and you're going to want to start building your business credit. Now, you can access your report dashboard right here, and you can also come in as you go and you can view your actual credit reports right from here if you're integrating your actual business credit reporting. We'll talk about that as we go. You can also come right in here and go through our 7-step system to build your business credit. Now, Mr. Customer, as you go through this, you're going to find a couple things. First of all, it's simple, slick, and streamlined. This is laid out step by step, walking you through every aspect you'll need to know to set up your business credibly and access your business credit reports and actually obtain real business credit. The second thing you're going to know is this experience is completely customized to you. This way, it saves you time. You're only exposed to things you need to be exposed to, things that are pertinent to your situation. So for example, Mr. Customer, do you have a business name? Yes or no? Well, if you have one, then you're going to fly through the step by clicking yes and simply entering your business name and saving and continuing. That'll take you a matter of seconds to do. But let's say you're just starting your business, or let's say you want to start another business. Well, then you can easily come in here and go, no, learn more. And that will open up everything you need to know to actually set up your business. You're able to access Secretary of State records to see if that business name is available. You're able to view restricted industries, which is a list that we continue to expand on. You're also able to get video training through short videos. For example, this one's 3 minutes, almost 4. This one's less than a minute on everything you need to know to setting up a business name the right way, where you're able to get the most amount of financing and credit for your business. And if you even want a resource to help you with this, you can click on resources and go to a preferred source that we recommend that usually is one of the cheapest and most reputable in what they do to help you with actually setting up your business right from the beginning. So again, depending on your experience, if you have a business name, if you have an EIN, if you have an entity set up, you're able to go through this process very quickly. If you do, if you don't, then you're able to get the information you need access to be able to set your business up correctly. So step one is where we really are walking through and making sure that you're going to meet credit issuer and lender standards before you even apply. Because most places you may go to get a business loan or a business credit card, you very well can be denied because you don't know what their approval criteria is. Chase, Capital One, they don't put on their website, this is what it takes to get approved. When you go into your bank to apply for a loan or credit card, they won't tell you what is required to get approved. They're not even allowed to tell you that, even if your front end banker knew what the criteria was. So in step one, we're actually walking you through and letting you in on this lender secret formula for approval and making sure that you meet credit issuer standards before you even apply. We're helping you set up your business name. We're helping you set up your business address correctly. So for example, if you're using a home address, that could easily get you denied for credit financing. You might not know that. So we're telling you that and teaching you that here in step two, even giving you additional resources to set up things like a virtual address if you would need so. If you don't have your entity set up, we're helping you do this in step 1.3. We're helping you set up your phone number and your 411 listing. Now, this might seem simple, but actually you can't go online and just get your phone number listed with 411. There's only one real company that does it, and they charge about $300 a year for you to be listed with them. But as part of the finance suite, this is included. So immediately you get listed with 411, which is required to even start business credit because several vendors require that to even get going. And it doesn't cost you anything, which automatically saves you $300. Now, again, if you have your business phone, yes, you enter your phone number. If you want to get listed with 411, you say that you want us to submit your number to 411, we do it for you. And just so you know, even we pay a cost for this. We just pay this for you so you don't have to. So if you don't have a business phone, then again, you're able to come in, get more information and training on what you need to know about getting set up with a phone, and you can even get resources to help you do so if you need resources if you don't already have one set up. So in step one, we're going through all aspects of setting up your business, even setting up your EIN, making sure you have proper licensing, talking to you about what you need to know about your business bank account, your merchant account, everything you need to know to set up your business credibly, we're going through in step one. If you're already well established, you're going to fly through this step pretty quick. But even as a startup business, you're able to come in here, or even if you want to start another business, you're able to come in here and do everything you need to know to make sure you set up your business the right way from scratch, the exact way that lenders and credit issuers want to see it. This way, in the future, whenever you go to apply for financing and credit, you know you have your business based on a solid foundation that meets lender and credit issuer standards before you even begin the application process. Once we've done this, once we've made sure that your business is set up credibly, then the next thing we do is help you actually establish business credit reports. So we start with Dun & Bradstreet. And the very first thing we're doing is seeing if you do have a DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet. Now, Dun & Bradstreet does offer you free access to a DUNS number, but it's very hard to find. What's always going to happen is that when you try to get your DUNS number, Dun & Bradstreet's going to call you and try to upsell you for a package of $800 to $2,000. They call their credit builder package, or it's about $150 a month. But you don't need to pay for any of that because you have access to the finance suite. We're going to help you get set up with your DUNS number at no cost without having to pay anything to Dun & Bradstreet to be able to do so. Now, again, you can get this for free on your own. If you dig deep enough online, you'll find the way to do it. But you'll still be called and upsold by Dun & Bradstreet to sell you something you really don't need to spend thousands of dollars for. So again, this could easily save you $800 because we help you bypass that process of needing to pay for something that you can get right through the finance suite without having to pay. You can also come into the finance suite and easily see if you have a business credit Experian report right now. Or actually, right here is where you'll actually come in and build your Experian business credit report. So actually, we're going to do that as we go into business credit reports. So in this step, we're actually able to come in and see if you have access to Experian. If you don't, you can gain access to Experian reports. You can also gain access and get more information on Equifax's credit profile as well. And again, there's training on all aspects of this. So if you want to learn more, we're walking you through each different business credit reporting agency, what you need to know, what's involved to get set up. You can even search their records to see if you have their business credit reports now. So just as you just saw with Experian, you can come into Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, and in this step, you can search your records with all three reporting agencies to see even if they have a credit profile and score for you now. So now you've made sure your business is set up credibly. You've also come in and actually looked to research to see if you do have business credit reports with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. And as well as that, you've also got your DUNS number set up without having to pay for the 411, without having to pay Dun & Bradstreet. So you easily at this point could have already saved $1,200 from things you would have needed or been pushed to pay for on your own. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start building business credit. Now, Mr. Customer, I've already filled out my information. So when you get to this point, then what's going to happen is there's going to be a series of questions that are going to be asked to you to determine if it's right for you to start to apply for business credit or if you can get financing for your business. And I'll go over the financing in just a minute as we jump into the financing portion of your business. Once you've answered these questions, you're going to have a screen like this where you're able to come in here and start actually applying for trade accounts. Now, this will actually walk through and explain to you what trade accounts are. It'll even give you some of the little things like how much you need to actually buy on an account for it to get reported, how often these accounts report, all the information you need. And we're constantly adding every qualified vendor we can add that will do two things: approve you when you have no credit established. Even as a brand new startup business, every source in this section will approve you for credit. And two, every source in this section also reports to the business credit reporting agencies. Now, as you're going to see, there's a lot of sources available through the finance suite, but these one here in this step are very, very, very important because in step 3, what we're doing is we're accessing sources who will give you credit even if you have none, regardless of your personal credit quality or score. And they're also going to report it to the business credit reporting agencies at the same time. Now, what you're going to like about the finance suite is not only can you access these, but you get all the information you need to know to be able to qualify and to apply right in the same place. So as you can see here is a video that'll walk you through the actual process. This will tell you the actual who the actual source reports to. It'll give you a description of what they sell, products and services. It's even going to give you their underwriting guidelines. Now, this is like gold because we call it a regular basis to make sure this information is up to date and constantly keep adding sources. And this is not easy to get. They do not publicize their underwriting guidelines. But by using the finance suite, not only are you able to find sources that you know will approve you, you're even able to verify by making sure you meet the criteria before you even apply. Now, of course, if you follow the steps, by the time you get here, you will have already met that criteria. But again, you're able to come in and see the actual underwriting criteria to know you'll qualify before you apply. And you're able to even see a map out here of exactly the steps to apply. And in one click, you can go to the source and then actually apply directly with them. And again, if you're not sure how to apply, you don't need to worry about it. We're even mapping out the steps to teach you exactly how to do that. So in step 3, we're setting you up with initial accounts that will help you build your business credit profile and score. And once you have 3 of these trade accounts, then the next thing to do is we need to make sure they're actually reporting on your business credit reports and scores. So the next step are on your business credit reports and that you're being issued scores. So in step 4, we actually come in and start monitoring your business credit. We get you access to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, and we teach you how to read your D&B, Experian, and Equifax reports. So it's important to note that you're not getting free credit monitoring as part of the finance suite. That's not free monitoring, but we do have affiliate relationships with several of these that will give you an actual discount. If you don't have D&B monitoring, you can go here. You can actually enroll for your D&B monitoring right here. And on your credit report dashboard screen, which is right here, you're able to come back at any time and access those reports easily in one click. So you're able to get set up with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian right here in step 4. And we're even giving you instructions on how to read these reports. So we're even walking through, for example, in this 5-minute video, teaching you what you need to know about your business credit reports. Look, many business credit reports have 5 or more business credit report scores on each report. There's a lot you need to know about your business credit reports. These aren't as cut and dry as your consumer reports. So in this step, we're walking through and teaching you everything you need to know to read and navigate and understand your business credit reports. Also in this step, you're able to access your Experian Smart Business data at absolutely no cost whatsoever. Now, it's important to note, this is not credit monitoring. This doesn't give you full access to your actual business credit reports. This will actually only give you access to the basic information you need. And excuse me, because I'm going to go off my presentation because I think I misspoke. And I thought that this was in step 4, but I think maybe it is back in step 2 and I just rushed through. So let me actually correct myself here, because as you can see, I'm even getting a little used to what I need to know in here. So I thought that Experian was actually accessible right here, but I'm going to come back on that and answer that question probably on our next webinar, because I thought it was right in step 3, but for some reason I'm not seeing it where I thought that it was. So I'll go through monitor business credit Experian, and then it should be no, learn more, start business credit, or search business Experian. Okay, so let me figure this out. I will figure this out and get back to you to expand on this. I'm not sure where our link is to link right in with Experian. So I'll get back to you there, because that is a recent change where I don't see it where it used to be. So excuse me, I will get back to you. But this is exactly where I would introduce the Experian. It has been in step 4.2, but I'll figure out exactly where that went. So back to the actual presentation at hand. So we do actually give you access to Experian Smart Business Access, which will give you all the information you need to know on your Experian report, including how many trade lines you have where you don't need to pay for it. So if you decide you don't want credit monitoring and you want to just monitor the basics, like how many trades you have on Experian report, you can do that through the suite at no cost. That Experian Smart Business data will cost you about $600 if you go to Experian directly. Also in this step, you're able to come in and fix any inaccuracies on your actual business credit reports. So this could easily be considered to be business credit repair. And right through the finance suite with Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax, you can go in and create an investigation process to dispute any inaccuracies in your actual business credit report, okay, which also saves you a ton of time. And in our experience, easily 75–80% of any inaccuracies you find that you dispute through their portals, you'll easily be able to get deleted. So now we've come in, we made sure your business is set up credibly. We actually helped you get set up and do research with all 3 reporting agencies to see if you have files already and get your DUNS number. Then we've come in and helped you get business credit, the reports of the business credit reporting agencies, even if you're a brand new business, that you're able to actually come in and get. And then after that, we've also come in and helped you start building your business credit with vendor accounts that, again, report to the credit reporting agencies, then come in and monitor your business credit reports so you'll know what's on your actual reports as you're building credit, even fix any inaccuracies. Now you're going to continue the process. Rounds 2, 3, and 4 are all laid out this way because these are the ones that you're going to apply for in the next order. So the next step you're going to do is you want to make sure you have 6 total trade accounts reporting. And in step 2, you're able to get 3 more after you got 3 or more in round 1. These are the sources you want to get credit with: Radio Shack, Amazon, Tiger Direct, Staples, Lowe's, AutoZone, Sherwin-Williams. There's so many sources out there. Most major retailers offer business credit. And in rounds 2, 3, and 4, you're able to start getting access to revolving accounts that report to the business credit reporting agencies, will not require a personal credit check from you or a personal guarantee for you to get approved. You're able to come in, learn more about each source, even apply right from the finance suite, seeing the qualifications, what's required to apply, the description of the company, their contact information, who they report, and easily in one click be able to apply right through your actual finance suite. And this will continue. Once you have 6 total accounts, then you're able to move on to round 3. And as you move on to round 3, then once you have 10 trade accounts, you continue to move on. So do you have 10 trade accounts reporting? No, I don't. Learn more. Well, then you're able to come in and it'll tell you after you've already got the 6 accounts, you can come in here and start getting even more credit. So you see, this is the hardest part, Mr. Customer, about building business credit. The hardest part about building business credit is that people try to go to Shell, or they try to go to Staples, or they try to go to Office Depot to get their initial credit. And these sources will not approve you for initial credit when you're just getting started. They need to see you have certain things to get approved, including a certain amount of trade lines or accounts reporting on your business credit reports. But we're really demystifying this process through the Finance Suite by laying this out step by step and teaching you exactly how many trades you have to have along the way to be able to progress to the actual next step. Okay, so once you have the 6 trades that we just talked about in the last round, then you can move on to this round and start getting approved for all of these sources: Dell, Walmart, Lowe's, Sears. And again, what you're going to find is that most major retailers that offer revolving credit cards are in here and will offer you business credit without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. And then you can even move into step 7, which is the final round of business credit accounts. And this really has to do more with what we call fleet type of accounts. These are more cash credit cards that you can use for multiple different purposes. And again, once you have at least 10 accounts, then you can come in to this step and start applying for these type of accounts. Same thing where you can get information about each account. You can apply for each account right through the Finance Suite, get details on who they report to, what they offer. Everything you need to know to apply, even to click through and apply, is right available in the Finance Suite. So by going through this actual section, what you're able to do is you're able to completely build your business credit profile and score. We made sure your business was set up credibly, that you meet lender and credit issuer standards before you apply. We're able to actually help you get set up and check your records with all 3 reporting agencies. We're actually able to help you start building business credit, even if you have none. Why is that important? Because business credit's the only way you can get money for a business if you don't have cash flow, you don't have credit, or you don't have collateral. If you don't have good credit, you don't have collateral, and your business isn't generating a lot of cash flow, you're typically not going to qualify for financing, which means business credit's the only solution in that circumstance. But even if you do qualify for financing, business credit will help you qualify for even more money at better terms. And we walk you through all aspects of monitoring your business credit report, all the way through to obtaining real credit you can use to grow your business, from office supplies and computers to gas cards, all the way to fleet accounts where you can start getting real money to be able to fuel your business. But what if you do? What if you do have cash flow, credit, or collateral? Well, then this is when you can go right into the Finance My Business section and start getting real cash financing. So we work with a huge network of lenders and private investors that will actually give you money if you have cash flow, credit, or collateral. Now, this is different because if you go into your bank, they require all 3. You have to have great credit, you have to have good business credit, you have to have collateral, you have to have cash flow, amongst many other things. But in our world, if you only have one of those 3, consistent cash flow, good credit, or collateral, then on top of business credit, you can also start qualifying for financing. So in this step of Finance My Business, you can actually qualify for a lot of different kinds of financing. So for example, if you have good credit, you can come in and get unsecured financing. Unsecured financing is where you can get up to 5 times the amount of your highest credit limit account now through unsecured business credit cards that report to the actual business credit reporting agencies. Maybe you have good credit, maybe you have a friend, a partner, maybe you have a family member that wants to sign as a guarantor and they have good credit. When you do, that makes a large amount of unsecured financing available, even as a startup. This is one of the only ways we've ever found where you can get $30, $50, $100,000 in financing as a startup, no doc. It's based on the personal credit. If you have personal credit, you don't need tax returns, you don't need bank statements. You could even be in a startup phase and still be able to qualify for unsecured financing. As you go through these programs, we'll teach you if you qualify. We'll also give you an easy option to apply, video training on the products, case study on actually an example of how it works, all the summary information, including terms, the cost of the money, the funding range you can get approved for, the funding speed, how fast you can get money, and even all of the other details you need to know, from how to qualify to all the specifics on terms. And this is available on all of the funding products that you're actually going to find. So maybe you have collateral, maybe you have 401ks or stocks, maybe you have equipment, maybe you have commercial real estate, maybe you have account receivables or purchase orders. All of these are available. If you have any of those type of collateral, then that'll open up more financing options for you as well. Or maybe you have cash flow. Well, if you have consistent cash flow verifiable by tax returns or bank statements, then you can also qualify for other financing options. So for example, with revenue lending, you can get approved even with a 500 credit score, funding within a week, and get approved for up to $1 million, depending on the revenue that you have now. And again, you're able to come in here, watch a video on the program, see case studies, get all the information you need to know about qualification terms and cost on the actual money range right here through the actual finance suite. Now, maybe you actually come in and maybe you qualify because you have bank statements and you can verify your income through bank statements. Well, then in that case, you can come in right here. You can qualify for financing right through our revenue financing program, where all you have to have is $10,000 a month in revenue and be able to verify it through bank statements and a year in business, and you can qualify for revenue financing. So again, if you have a strength, cash flow, credit, or collateral, you can qualify for financing right through the finance suite. And in the Finance My Business section, it's going to walk you through what you qualify for, all the specifics, give you an easy ability to apply, and you're even able to come in here and watch all different kinds of additional training on the actual funding you're applying for. And as you go, you're able to come in here in My Business Profile and easily see what you've done along the way. So this is going to map out everything you've entered into the suite, what you've actually accomplished, the actual accounts you applied for, how much you got approved, the amount that you got approved for. All of this information you're able to track in real time for your business, even all of the information for your funding. And you're also able to come in here and change your actual funding information as your business progresses. And doing so, it'll open up even more financing options for you. So as you can see, this really is the most comprehensive financial solution in the world today. We're walking through every aspect of building your business credit, where you can get money even if you don't qualify for any type of business loan. And if you do qualify for business financing, then you're able to get business financing through the suite, as well as even come in and build your business credit to get even better terms and more money along the way. And you're not alone. Not only do you have simple things here like a resource where you can click for help as you go through the actual business credit building process, and you'll see a chat option on the bottom of the screen, but you're also able to come in here and qualify and to work with a certified business advisor that will help you with all aspects of building your business credit. So if you need help, you simply go to help at the bottom of the screen. You enter your information, your email, how can you help? This will create a ticket and you'll get a very prompt response. Or you can simply reach out to our business advising team and finance team, which you'll get their information when you enroll. You're able to work with our business advisors for 12 months. They'll call you 5 times in the first 5 days. They're there to help coach you through the process. They'll spend 15 minutes or 60 minutes with you on a call to help answer any and all questions you have and help you through this process, hold your hand and help you through this process. Don't get me wrong. You're going to need to be the one that goes through the steps, fills in the information, finds the credit you want, applies, pays the bill. But the actual advisors will be there to help you with every step of the way to answer any questions you have. And on financing, you're able to have access to a finance officer for 5 years that will help you with all aspects of getting financing. So think about this. In a year or 2 years from now, whenever you need money, you never need to even go online through this rigorous process of figuring out what kind of money and who to go through. You can simply reach out to your business finance officers, and in doing so, they'll help you get access to financing through all legitimate sources. They'll help you find the best financing, present the terms, negotiate the terms, even come through all aspects of getting the money in your actual bank account. The advisors will help you through. So again, the Finance Suite really is the most comprehensive solution in the world, helping you business credit, helping you get financing. And that'll kind of wrap up my demo presentation. So in your actual partner training, in step 4, this is where you're going to find the intro to this and what you'd say after this. And after you go through a demo presentation like this, which I think took, I don't know, I think it was about 25 minutes, less than 30 minutes, and I spent more time than I needed to, then you're able to move on to a close and you're able to talk to them about how this actually fits for their business. So if you've done a real presentation, you've asked them a lot of questions along the way, you know about what they're going to use the money for, how they're going to use the money, you know how much money they want, you know how their life would be changed with that money. And those are all things that will tie into your close, where you're able to say, can you imagine what your business is going to be like when you're able to get this much credit or get this kind of financing and continue on to the closing process. But again, not going to jump into that today. It's a whole other hour, but in step 4.3, you'll get more information on the closing process. So I'm going to open this up for questions. I didn't go all the way to 4 today because I don't need to. I didn't want to like drag this thing out and make some presentation that could be done in 20-25 minutes seem like it's going to take 45 minutes, because it doesn't. But as you saw, that really walks you through all aspects of showing a demo presentation to a customer. Now, obviously, you don't know this as well as I do. I get that. But keep in mind, the reason I know this is because I've done so many, and even I stumbled a little because some things are moved around. We're changing things in real time, like the Experian I've lost. I've got to figure out where they put that. But even I stumble a little, and your customers will excuse you, even if you say, look, I need to check into that and get back to you. But what I like about using this as a demo is that you're able to go through and just follow the steps. It's simple. Home, build my business credit, build my business, which is where business credit is, business profile, finance my business. So I'm literally able just to come down here and work down. I click on this. I see the 7 steps. I could easily tell them about how there's 7 steps. I can walk through step 1 and it maps out what step 1 is, and I'm able to explain this stuff. So you don't need to memorize a lot, because the more familiar you become with the suite, then it's easy for you just to look at what you're seeing in front of you and start explaining what you're seeing in front of you, versus go through some memorized or scripted 30-minute presentation. You're able to actually come in here in real time as you go and talk through what you're seeing, and give some of those more detailed descriptions like I did, like how it's a customized experience, how it's a 7-step process, how we make sure that you meet credit issuer guidelines before you even apply. And again, what's interesting is the first 2 years I was here at Credit Suite, every time I did a demo where I showed the finance suite, I spent 30 minutes going through it myself before that demo. I was so nervous. So that's exactly how you get proficient, is you go through it and practice on your own. That's what I did to become as proficient as I am. It's because every time I did a demo, I walked through myself and practiced what I would say, knew what step would do this, knew what was there, knew what would happen if I clicked this. And that's really how you become proficient, is just practice, go through it. Even when nobody else is around, spend 15 minutes and go, okay, Mr. Customer, this is exactly what you're going to see, and go through what you'd say. And the more you practice and have that experience, the more comfortable you're going to be when you actually start presenting. So again, I want to open this up for questions. Any questions that you have, I'm going to make sure they get answered. I'm just jumping on. Is it true that within the new suite, there's a presentation that shows the potential client what they will be paying for? Yes, kind of, somewhat, close. I have made this presentation, yes, that you're talking about, but let me say 2 things. First of all, you never want to use a video in lieu of a real presentation. This isn't a world where you can show a 7-minute video and then come in and go, okay, did you like the video? Like, I'm ready for $3,500. Because the reality is that when you're doing a real presentation the right way, then which I didn't even do the right way here because I had no actual interview before. What's important to do a real presentation is you're doing an interview before. You're finding out what their needs are, what their wants are, what they're going to use the money for, how their business is going to change with the money. You're getting into their head of what their dream is. And then you're using those things to also help you close the deal. So if I know they're a truck driver, then I'm spending a lot more time in the actual steps 5 and 6 to talk to them more about gas cards and how much does it cost you to fill up your truck. Cost you $550? Well, wouldn't it help you to have BP, Chevron, Sunoco? Are these the type of places you fill up your truck with gas? Yes. Well, would it help you having $3,500 credit card with Sunoco that's in your business name that's not attached to you personally, regardless of your personal credit? Oh my gosh, it would be a game changer. Well, that's what you can get through the finance suite. That's how you do a real presentation, is you customize it more to their experience. So for example, there's a lot of what ifs here. Hey, Can you qualify for financing or can you not? Well, my interview process would have already told me. So in the real presentation, I would be coming through and doing things a little bit differently, because I would be coming in and saying, hey, look, remember we talked about it and how I told you that you should qualify for cash flow financing? Well, that's right here, revenue financing. And you're able to come in here, you can get an idea of the terms, you can get funding in a week up to $1 million. This is the exact program I'm talking to you about. So when you get in here, you can even dive in, watch a video, check out more information on that program. You don't qualify for the unsecured financing program now, but remember, I'm going to be helping you fix your personal credit. So as we get you up to a 700 level or more, then you're able to qualify for unsecured financing. So when you're in here, you want to learn more to even learn more about that. So again, a real presentation is going to be customized towards their actual experience, and you need to do a real presentation. But to answer your question directly, if you go into the partner section, which I don't have open now, it'll be, I think, the second link down. It'll say partner resources. If you click on that, you're going to find a section for videos, and probably by the end of the week, I should have the new Finance Suite walkthrough video done in that back office. I have the voiceover done. I have the video done. I'm just having my video guy merge the two. And as soon as he's done merging the two, I'll have it in there. I think it's less than an 8-minute video. It's a 7-minute video with a professional voiceover that walks through and shows them a summary of the Finance Suite. So hopefully, Javier, that answers your question. Oh, no, that was Yvette. Yvette, hopefully that answers your question. I have been out for a few months, and now I have the time to start working the program, but I lost all my access passwords. Who can I contact? Nobody. You're out. You're done. Javier, I'm just kidding. You want to go to support@creditsuite.com. Support@creditsuite.com. And if you go to support@creditsuite.com, then somebody on our team will help you. Might be Ryan, might be Bob, might be Lane or Pete or any of the different guys or gals, but one of our team member will help you. As a matter of fact, let me just mention that if you want a deeper dive and a walkthrough one-on-one through this, then feel free to go to support@creditsuite.com and say, hey, look, I'm just jumping back in. I'd love a walkthrough of this brand new system. Can you give me a one-on-one walkthrough? And then they'll actually spend some time one-on-one and do a demo, get you acclimated, answer any questions you have. We'll gladly do that with you. Just email us support@creditsuite.com and we'll do that. So Javier, that's exactly what you want to do. This is all so cool. I'm loving it. Yvette, good. I'm glad you love it. Guys, look, this is hard. I know. We have come out with 2 completely modified suites in the last year. I know that. We recognize that as a company, and it's probably more scary for us than it is for you, because this has been a huge risk for us. So let me explain a couple things. First of all, when we rolled out our first finance suite, it was a long time ago. And a lot of things technologically just weren't as advanced as needed to be. So last year, when I took the helm here and actually took over and bought basically Credit Suite and became the CEO, our first goal here as a company was to get out a version that was mobile friendly, that was fast, that was streamlined, that was video versus text, that really fixed a lot of the main problems we had. We did it. We rolled it out in June of 2015. But we wanted to do it quickly, and we rolled out something we were happy with, but we weren't elated with. And as we listened to you and listened to your feedback and your customers' feedback, there was so much more we wanted to do that it took us a year to do all the other stuff we wanted to do to get to where we are now. Now, as a company, we do not intend on shifting this a year every 2 years and rolling out a brand new, completely different version. We love what we have. The feedback has been phenomenal. We had over 1,000 people in the first few days of the rollout. We had 17 bug issues, over 1,000 people that logged in the first few days. So we love it. We've heard nothing but great feedback. Now from this platform, we expand. We get better. We grow it. We're adding a bunch more funding programs. We're adding more business credit building sources. You guys have a marketplace. We're doing more and more. We're going to expand off this platform little by little. So you'll see newer enhancements here and newer enhancements there. But I'm telling you all this because I don't want you to think that this is going to be a massive change for you every year or so. It's just not going to be the case. What's going to happen is this is our platform. And from this, we're going to have enhancements, consistently as we go, but we don't see anywhere in our future a completely different rolled out version. We're very happy, and the feedback we've got so far with this has been phenomenal. So I just want to give you some peace of mind so you don't think you have to keep shifting and relearning everything over and over. This is the main platform we'll be working off of moving forward with just newer enhancements and more benefits that we'll be adding as time goes. Javier, no problem for the info. Any other questions? Let's go ahead and get them typed in. So hopefully you're enjoying the experience so far. A lot of changes, very different. A lot of benefits and things that we didn't have before, more streamlined, more efficient. We did this to customize and to simplify the user experience. That's really what it's about. Our goal is to get people to actually get in and go through the steps and have success. And that's always been a barrier. We find that a lot of people don't log in. Some people, log in and they don't even progress through the steps. So when we interviewed, when we did all kinds of research on what people were getting stuck on, this was designed to eliminate that getting stuck. So this was really designed to help only expose people to information that's pertinent to what they're actually doing, to make sure that everybody knows that they can qualify for financing versus going through a whole different step or different section to be able to figure that out. There's a lot of things we've done to just basically streamline and simplify this for your customers so they have more success and can navigate and get through here faster and get results, which is what you want and which is what we want ultimately as well. So again, any other questions, I want to make sure I get them answered. Please get them typed in. I've been out for several months too. Did you ever get the do-it-yourself program up and running? No, we didn't. And kind of we did. So I'll get back to you on that later. I don't know what we're going to do there yet, but we're flirting with the idea of taking our older version and making that the do-it-yourself. But that's in a limited beta right now with some partners that are part of a beta that are testing it so we can even see how much of a market there really is for that. And that based on that research, if we really find there is a market for that, then and it works well and customers are having success, then it very well might be something you see. Look, the problem we have with the do-it-yourself is that in our early testing, the results people get plummet when we pull the advisors out. We've often seen numbers like 50 to 70% less results or 50 to 70% less people navigate through the system without coaching than they do with coaching. Coaching has been such an important part of driving people forward to have success that we're not sure if we want to roll something out that doesn't have a high percentage of success because people aren't doing it on their own. And if that was the case, then what are the appropriate price points? Those are things we don't yet know, and we're in a research phase right now. But for right now, in this moment of time, this is the suite. And, whether something else will come out in the future that's maybe a cheaper do-it-yourself with the advisors pulled out, I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. I can only tell you we're looking into that option right now. Hey, Denny. I'm no expert, but I'm finally done a couple funding. Congratulations. Want to shout out to my funding buddies, support team and Dex for all their help. They're the best in giving me the confidence to get started. I am so happy. Funding. I hope you did say funding buddies. So you're good. Listen, I really appreciate that. We're working so much more on our back end experience. We're just growing. We're growing so fast. I mean, it seems like we can't hire people fast enough to keep up with the demand of what's taking place. But we just brought in Allison on our advisor team. We've moved Jan to team lead on our business coaching and advising team. We moved Tammy to team lead on our business funding team. So, there's a lot of changes we're making. We're adding a lot more people to our back office to make sure you have the proper support. We're doing a lot of things to enhance the experience and to make sure that your customers have the best chance of getting funding, putting in place a lot of automation and a lot of things where we're able to get back to them if they don't initially get funded because maybe they didn't qualify, but they were close, or maybe they didn't want the funding. And we're doing a lot more to make sure that it's easier and easier for your customers to get financing. And that we have more and more people on staff to help you and your customers. So I appreciate that feedback. I hope that that's working well for you because it's a big thing that we're very, very focused on right now. Alan, I really like this training. Big progress. Your attention to detail is really appreciated here. Alan, I appreciate that. Although I will tell you, I take zero credit for any of this. This is Megan Christensen, our COO. Megan has been in the business credit space for well longer than I am. And I'm so blessed to have run across Megan many, many years ago and have been so elated to get to work with her. Absolutely the coolest person I've ever had an opportunity to work with. Her vision for what and how it turns out is amazing. I won't even let her show me any of this until it's done. And then when it's done is when I see it. Literally, this whole system I saw for the very first time not much before you did, maybe a couple weeks before you did. So I really appreciate that feedback. This really a lot is credit to Megan. So if you ever come across Megan, make sure you give a shout out to her because she's done, I agree, a phenomenal job. I'm just honored to be part of this, that she's really the brains behind creating. But Alan, I can't tell you how much that means. So thank you so much for throwing that out there. Will this video be in the back office after the webinar? Robert, thank you so much for asking that question because I almost had a webinar where that question wasn't asked. And I think that question is asked every time we do a webinar. So yes, all videos are available to you in your back office. I can't show you now because I'm on an end customer system, not the actual partner system. But the actual videos will be in the live webinar training section of your back office. So you'll have something here that will say, right here, I think it's the second one down. It'll say partner resources. You'll click on it and you'll see a place where you can access webinars. This will be available as soon as tomorrow in your back office, available for playback. So yes, it will be available in your back office in the live training section, in the partner resources section, which I think is the second down here on your main system when you have full partner access. So hopefully that helps. I really like the facelift. I was able to log in. It looks very professional and easier to navigate. Congrats and thanks. Javier, cool. So we went from a few minutes ago, you not being able to get access to the fact that you did. And I'm glad it was that easy. We kept your login the same. We kept your customers login the same. So everybody's logging in the same place, same credentials, and just able to see all of the new resources. And what's nice about this is that not only do you get all this, but you don't pay a dime more. We have never changed our prices when we raised or when we came out with the version last year. And with this total 2.0 version, nothing will change price-wise. So it won't cost you anything more to have access to all this coolness. The same with your customers. Your customers got a massive upgrade at no additional cost. So that always shows the coolness on your part to them. So hopefully they appreciate that as well. So I don't have any other questions. I'm going to wrap this up. If you do have any questions, type them in. Okay, so support@creditsuite.com. If you'd like a deeper one-on-one dive, feel free to reach out there. If you get stuck along the way, continue or feel free to reach out there. We're here to help you through this transition as you get used to the new system, get used to selling the new system. So let us know what we can do on our end to help. And I don't have any other questions, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all very, very much for your business. We really appreciate your loyalty. We appreciate having the opportunity to work with you. And we really appreciate the opportunity to just do something cool like this. You know, it was 5 years ago or about 5 years ago, when I first really realized what business credit was. And when I first put this out there and discovered how many other people were passionate about it, that's really meant a lot personally to me and to a lot of us here. We're very passionate about helping business owners obtain credit and obtain capital, where a lot of us that are even on the team have tried the past for businesses that we owned and weren't able to. So to be able to help be part of a solution to really help entrepreneurs have access to capital to grow and do really cool, amazing things, and hear your stories and the customer stories of what they're doing with the money and how they're growing and what it's doing to impact their lives is a really, really cool thing. For those of you that haven't sold yet, get out there, start selling. The step-by-step system is there for you now. You go through some steps, some training, you're good to go to hit the streets and start selling and having success and changing people's lives, which is a really powerful, cool thing to be part of. So if there's any other questions, get them typed in before we wrap them up. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Will you be adding more vendors for people to choose from? BJ's Wholesale Club gives credit cards for business with no guarantee. Michelle, will you please do me a favor? And will you please type that to, I'm going to try to see if I can copy and paste this. Will you please type that to support@creditsuite.com and let them know? And I'll do the same thing. So yes, we are. We still have a lot of sources we didn't add because a lot of them don't report to the business credit reporting agencies. So we had a lot of sources that we pulled out of the system because they didn't report, even though they'll give you business credit with no personal credit check and personal guarantee. So we are still in the point of putting those in there, putting a lot of the financial products in there. So yes, we're always looking for new sources and we're always looking to add more sources. But I want to speak to this. I want to tell you something that you may not know now. And we are just discovering this. Experian has, at no cost, will help people report to them. It's a matter of getting them a CSV file every month for your customers, and you can report those customers to Experian. So I'm telling you this because if you come across cool sources that you think would be good to add here that don't report to the business credit reporting agencies, shoot them over to us. Support@creditsuite.com. We have no problem even reaching out to them and saying, hey, do you know how easy it is to report to Experian if you choose to? Connect them with our source at Experian that will help them start reporting. And together as a community, as a tribe, as a family, we can even add a lot more sources to this because we can find cool sources and help them easily at no cost to them. Get the ability to report to Experian, which helps them get more customers and gives us more sources to add here to help more people build business credit. So I want to throw this out there. Michelle, I will get this to our team. And if you type it to support@creditsuite.com, that would be awesome as well. No other questions. I'm going to wrap this up. It should be available in your back office as soon as tomorrow. If you have any other questions, reach out to us, support@creditsuite.com. Thanks, everybody, very much for taking the time to attend today. I'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.